Hey, Honolulu Blues. Oh boy. And do we not, man, I hated the name when we picked it. I did because it's like, no, we aren't gonna have the Blues. We're gonna overcome that, and the name is gonna be outdated, and no, it's ringing true right now. Boy, do we have the Honolulu Blues. It's me, your boy Nick, Julius, Adam, our main host. He's out. I believe he's racing kangaroos in Australia right now.
I think you're right, Nick.
He talked. Remember, he talked about his speed in flag football. You know, he
Yep.
said, "Catch me outside." How about that? I'm pretty sure that was the exact words he said. So I assume he's whooping ass racing kangaroos.
Love you, Adam.
Yeah, we love you, Adam. You know what I mean? Don't get any fights with kangaroos. You ever seen any of those videos of them kangaroos? Just like,
I have. They will kill a man. They'll kill a grown man.
So, and then they're like kicking. I'm weird. I got shorts on. It looked like
A kangaroo will kill a man. I think they're responsible for several deaths in Australia every year.
You know, when I just saw a video of a hippo chasing this boat that was going hippo watching and caught themselves being chased midstream by a hippo just going. And I read hippos are one of the most dangerous animals. 500 deaths to humans a year in Africa. 500 a year.
I think they're very aggressive. Like if you get like within 50 feet of them, they're gonna charge you.
And they're fast, dude. You ain't outrunning a hippo.
No, you ain't outrunning or outswimming them. And once they get you in their giant jaws, you're done. So
oh my god, that's like it's worse than being in like a crocodile jaw. You know what I mean? That hippo jaw. Oh no, it's so big.
I would say so too. Because you could maybe get out the crocodile jaw if you quick enough.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't really want to talk about the lions. Like, let's just talk about this. How about this? This is our Halloween show. We have nothing to show for it, but Halloween, it's coming up in 6 days. As of this point right now, it depends on when you're listening to it, but it's coming up. You dressing up this year?
I am probably going to, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be yet. I'm going late. Last minute costume choice. We'll see.
Do you buy a costume or do you find something around the house and just be like, we
usually buy one. We usually go to the Halloween store and
you buy one. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking this year. I might just pull the whole, because I have 100 sheets. I might just pull the whole a couple eyelids out of the sheet and the old classic ghost. You know,
can't beat it. You can't beat that.
It's the easiest. I've got sheets to throw away.
How tall are you, Nick?
It's what are the kids going as this year?
How tall are you, Nick?
Oh, how tall am I? I like to say 5'11" on a good day, but realistically, I think my license says 5'9". So
you could get a pillowcase and they will stack your candy full at 5'9".
Stop, bro.
With your costume as a ghost, a sheep ghost.
Yep.
Could be a tall 14, 15-year-old kid.
And how many parents or how many household people are gonna be like, lift up your sheet?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're gonna laugh at your costume, say, that's cool. Now, if you start talking too much, you might know.
No. I can't tell. I can't even say. I gotta let like my daughter do the trick or treat, and I'm just the older brother. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, all right. Dude, that's a good way to get double dip on your candy right there.
You can't. Hey, more Reese's, more Snickers. I mean,
dude. And what are the kids going as? My kid's going as Encanto, dude. Mirabelle from Encanto. You know that movie?
Oh yeah, I know that movie.
Oh, that's all we hear these days.
My baby boy is gonna be a pumpkin.
That's so cute. How old is he again? 1?
So I mean,
is he 1?
He's almost 2.
Almost 2. God,
yeah.
I'm terrible. I'm such a terrible.
And then my 8, almost 9-year-old boy is going to be a werewolf.
Yes.
And his mask is ferociously terrifying.
Yes.
Does
your 8-9-year-old watch Marvel at all, or no? Not at all.
Not really. A little bit. He's in a Spider-Man, but not really.
Marvel just dropped a special called Werewolf by Night, an amazing 45-minute special. I was just curious if maybe he had saw that in it. But I love the costume. And what about the oldest?
What was that?
What about the oldest?
She's gonna be a princess.
Of course.
You can't beat it.
You can't beat it, dude. What you can beat is the Detroit Lions. It seems like everybody can beat the Detroit Lions this year. I really had so much hope for this team. I swear. I don't know what it was, but man, they had me feeling like 9-10 wins was so plausible. We were playing so many rookie head coaches, and the fact of the matter is these rookie head coaches are outperforming our head coach. And though he isn't a rookie head coach, he's got a Super Bowl ring under him. Mike McCarthy outcoached Dan Campbell, and this is 2 weeks in a row where Dan Campbell, I feel like, has been the head of conversation after the loss. 2 weeks in a row. So we'll just start the show out because, I mean, I don't even really care about anything else. I just want to talk about the Lions. I want to talk about the organization. I want to talk about where we're at in life. Dan Campbell. We're going to start with Dan Campbell as a broad term. Okay. I'm not going to ask like what your thoughts are on Dan Campbell, but what I will ask is if Dan Campbell, did Dan Campbell do anything to persuade you to not want him back? Or is he still okay? Are we okay? We're still in a rebuild. You know what I mean? I'm just going to get blatant with it. Where are we at?
As far as that question, Nick, it's a great question to ask any Lions fan at this moment. I'm torn. I'm torn between everything's okay. This is part of the process. This dude got signed to a 6-year contract along with the GM. They still got a treasure trove of resources to build more into the future. They do have some pieces that's working out. You know, it's not all going horribly bad. There are some things going good, but it's not resulting in loss. It's not resulting in the win column. So I'm thinking, no, this guy's not it. Like the more he loses, the more he can't win away games. The more we lose in all kind of different ways every game. A different way against Philly, a different way against the Vikings, a different way against the Patriots. We just find all kind of ways to lose. I'm getting worried. I'm getting worried about Dan Campbell. Maybe he's not it.
Is it? It's obviously it's like we see this every year. How can we just go from coach to coach and every single year is the exact same, where there's no hope? There's been 3 years of the last 22 years peppered in there, right? Sprinkled in to give us a little bit of hope, but basically everything else, we know it. We going into halftime up 6-3. Did we have any like you were okay? I don't mean to just rant. You were at the game, right?
Correct.
I want to talk more about just that stadium, the experience, about being there, but I want to dive into being up 6-3 at halftime. How did you feel? How was were you kind of talking some smack to a few Cowboys fans? Like, where were you at the game, up 6-3 at halftime?
6-3 at halftime.
Not even leading into it. We'll get into like what we did leading into halftime, but 6-3 halftime. At
halftime at AT&T Stadium this past Sunday, I was in good spirits.
Okay.
The Detroit Lions were playing great defense. They were getting stops left and right. Jeff Okudah was all over the field. Aiden Hutchinson was all over the field. Josh Pascal was all over the field. It was great to watch. Kirby Joseph, when he forced that fumble, I mean, it was amazing. The seat that hit, it was so jolting. And he did such a quick flip. Everybody, it was like a gasp of air in AT&T Stadium. Took out all the Cowboy fans' oxygen. And I was jumping around. And yes, I was talking smack with a few around me. There are a lot around me, and they noticed pretty quickly that I was a Lions fan. So, you know, they started making side comments and stuff. So our defense was playing so good, I was making side comments back. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. Even though our offense was stalling, I was like, whew, You know, I'd rather have this than watch them get gutted every play and don't force a punt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was in good spirits at halftime.
Talking about that hit, that hit was so electric.
So good. So good.
He flipped over head over heels, and it was the momentum was big in Detroit. That was the first red zone stop of the 2022 season for the Detroit Lions.
That's amazing.
We had not stopped. A team had scored points every single time they hit the red zone against the Detroit Lions, leading into that flip and fumble, leaving us, I believe it was 3, possibly 2 timeouts, and 60-some seconds to go. We'll just say 65 for the hell of it. Okay. We run a ball that gets a first down. I believe it was either Craig Reynolds or Jamal Williams, because those were goddamn only 2 people that ran the ball. So it was one of them, got a first down. At this point, it was like 50 seconds ago, still 2 or 3 timeouts. And maybe it was like 40 seconds. Maybe I'm giving it a little bit, but still. We're at like the 20-yard line here. We were pinned deep because we got the fumble deep. Mm-hmm. And Dan Campbell or Ben Johnson, I don't know. I wasn't on the sideline. I assume it was Dan Campbell. I don't want to just assume the head coach gets the blame. Like, that's kind of how it works. But someone decided that we were not going to try to shoot for the moon and maybe get 3 more points. It wasn't like we had Matthew Stafford on our team with 40 seconds to go and we knew we could get down to the 45-yard line, 40-yard line, kick a long field goal. Right. After Bagley had proved that he could kick a field goal. He had already kicked a 50-plus yard field goal at this point in time.
Yes.
We opted to go into halftime up 6-3. Okay, that's the overview, right? For anyone who maybe missed that. Do you think that was Dan Campbell completely over, like going from 0 to 100, from going for it every single 4th down, going for it, being as aggressive as he can be for a year and 5 games, and this time thinking, you know what, maybe I should be more like Bill Belichick, and maybe I should take this 6-3 lead. And we'll just run into halftime. Or, why? That's why what I think ultimately. I asked that question because that's what I think happened. Why do you think we just let that clock run out?
I don't know. And it's weird because it's the back and forth thing with his aggression. Nick, we talk about Dan Campbell. This guy he went 0 for 6 on 4th downs against New England. I mean, you telling me you don't want to push it against the Cowboys? I mean, your defense has been playing good. Why not? I think it was Dan Campbell's decision too, because I feel like Dan Campbell calls the shots, like the final shots. I'm pretty sure he does. I mean, he talks like he does. I'm sure if Ben Johnson said, we should push this, he might listen to him. But if Ben Johnson said, maybe we should take it conservative, take it into the half, I think he's agreeable with Ben Johnson. So I'm not saying Ben Johnson is calling it, but I blame Dan Campbell. And when he's aggressive, when he should be aggressive, he's not. When he should be conservative, he's not. So he needs to fix that. That's an ongoing thing, though.
It is an ongoing thing because it seems like Dan Campbell is the topic of conversation, obviously, a lot. But most of all, it's because we're saying we can't do that anymore. You did all the right things, but you made the one mistake here. And that's because we're losing every single game. Dan Campbell hasn't won a road game yet.
No. I believe he's 0-11-1.
0-11-1. 0-11-1, 0-12-1. Was it 0-11-1 going in? Whatever it is. It's not good.
Not good.
I don't really want to talk about this Cowboys game that much, to be all honest. I'll bring up, I do want to talk about a few good things. Okay, let's talk about a few good things. Then I just kind of want to talk about the Lions overall. Let's talk about a few good things. Through 6 games, Aiden Hutchinson has 4.5 sacks. Before the season, you said you wanted Aiden Hutchinson to break the record for rookie sacks.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that's 13.
Something like that. 12.5, 13.
He is on pace for that.
He is. I think he could do it.
A lot of people like to give him it's been 2 games though. It's through 6 games, but it's been 2 games he's done. Everything else he's stone cold. He's been stone cold. Obviously he's not a bust or anything of that nature, but I just want to hear your opinion 6 weeks in on Aiden Hutchinson. Where are we at?
The Cowboy game was definitely encouraging on Aiden Hutchinson's front. You know, people were starting to say he didn't have pass rush moves. Like he was just all motor. He put on moves against the Cowboys, like stunts, spins, rips. He did all kind of finesse pass rushing to get to the quarterback, I believe to the tune of 3 quarterback hits and the sack and a half. I'm looking for him to build on it in Miami this weekend. You know, I'm looking keep showing that kind of stuff. You know, he looks healthy after the bye. I think he's going to break the record. To be honest, I think he's going to get to about 15 at this point, especially I'm telling you, against Miami, he might have a couple more. Oh, all of a sudden he has 6.5. You know, and then it's gonna keep growing. He just needs to stack games. Like he can't have 3 sacks against Washington and go stone cold for 3 games, then show up against the Cowboys and then go absent against the Dolphins. We need consistency from Aiden Hutchinson, and I think we're going to start seeing more of it.
With the addition of Pascal, I think you're right because he had such a he is to a point where he adds so much, Josh Pascal, to a point so much that they inactivated a healthy scratch captain, Michael Brockers. Captain of your Detroit Lions was a healthy, inactive scratch. Well, healthy scratch. That was an oxymoron. Healthy scratch. He was inactive. Because Pascal. What are your thoughts on that? Like that's the kind of like shakeup that we needed, right? Like
big time. I mean,
and we saw that. We saw an improvement on defense because of it.
Michael Brockers was a statue, bro.
He was a
statue. He wasn't even doing nothing out there.
I think his leadership spoke volume in the locker room.
Sure. But his on-field product was non-existent. Did he have a sack as a Lion? Do you remember a sack? I don't even remember a positive play from Michael Brockers in his 2 years as a Lion. No. I just remember just seeing him out there, and then he disappears. And then I read about him having one of the worst grades. Oh, this season I'm reading about him only playing like a quarter of the snaps. Josh Pascal, no preseason, no training camp, first reps of his NFL career on the road, just makes 5 times the impact as Michael Brockers did. Yeah. And it's amazing. I'm so happy to have Josh Pascal. I'm very, very much.
Yeah, a lot more than Levi too, who is the other second rounder we've seen, who just hasn't gotten healthy. But another part of that game, a few things. Jeff Okudah has 4 passes thrown his way, lockdown, and has 13 tackles. That is fucking unbelievable.
Lockdown.
He is a freaking beast all of a sudden. This is it. This is what we needed. It's great to see. Any words on Okudah? Or just a great job.
Keep it up, Jeff. Right. Hey, I love it. El Jefe, you've proven that that Bob Quinn made a great last pick as a GM.
Yeah. We had to just throw his name out there. Fucking unbelievable. Before I keep going, real quick, off the top of your head, would you have a peak performer? Who would we say? Would Okudah be the peak performer with his 13, or would it be Hutch with 1.5 sacks, or? Couldn't be any offensive players, obviously.
I would give peak performer to Jeff Okudah. And even though Aiden Hutchinson is a close second, Jeff Okudah had 13 solo tackles.
Right. Mm-hmm. And a lot of big ones, too.
I mean, that's like elite.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ask for more than that.
It wasn't even like his tackles, too, were like wide receiver tackles. Yeah, right? Like I said, he had 4 throws against him. Mm-hmm. He was stopping the run. We don't know how to stop the run. All of a sudden, Okudah was like, yo, I got it.
He's like a safety corner. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Strong safety / cornerback.
Yeah. Yeah. For anyone listening, please figure this out. We need a peak performer because I am going Aiden. 1.5 sacks. In fact, I'm going to pull up the 1.5. I don't like this half sack. I saw both sacks from Aiden, and I commented like 5 sacks. I tweeted it out because that was not a half a sack. The other guy came flying in a solid half a second after Aiden. That was an Aiden Hutchinson sack. You can't just throw out a half a sack because the other guy was like
it happens all the time too.
It's terrible. It's terrible. He should have 5 sacks through 6 games. I'm gonna tweet that out. Actually, I'm gonna find that film and throw that out there. Okay. I want to talk about the referees a little bit. I hate to blame the refs, but I do it all the time because I love to do it. I feel like this one was a little bad. It was bad. So there's a few that we'll talk about. Let's start. I don't even know in which order these all happened, so we're just going to kind of go all over. But we're going to start with Justin Jackson being suplexed, right? Watching that, did you think that was a penalty?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Watching it live, literally, I was looking around. Like, did the Cowboy fans just notice that? Like, he just got slammed like it was WWE. That's unnecessary roughness any day of the week. And then I think I heard one Cowboy fan say it wasn't a quarterback. No. That's not the rule. If you cannot force a player in the air off his feet and then slam him back into the ground with force, that's what the rule says. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. We got jibbed.
And in fact, A'Shawn Robinson a few years ago did it to Ezekiel Elliott and got penalized on 3rd down, or maybe it was even 4th down, excuse me. And
I remember that. Yes.
Moved the chains.
Right. Yeah.
And it didn't happen to us. Another penalty against us was Jerry Jacobs' pass interference, getting up in the face, not turning his head.
That was clean. I was watching that live too. And I was like, no way. Matter of fact, this game, we also lost because of the refs. I don't care. I was here. I was watching it. I saw it with my own eyes. And I know other Cowboy fans saw it too. You know how many times Aiden Hutchinson got held? You know how many times? Listen, go rewatch the tape. I guarantee he got held at least 4 or 5 times, no calls.
And so we did. And there's a lot of we're going to touch a little base on this. There's a couple more. That one, Jerry Jacobs penalty, very similar to, I believe his name was Freddie Kitchens. Or no, that's not his name. Something Kitchen or something Hutchins or something of that nature.
Yeah.
For the Cowboys in the playoff game against Detroit, against Eric Ebron, where he doesn't turn his head, and they throw the flag, but then they pick it up. It's similar to the Zeke Elliott. It seems like these Dallas-Detroit games have a lot of controversy when it comes to the referees. Let's get to another one. I tweeted out myself. I think this. The referee calls a flag for Alex Anzalone on 3rd down 13-6 or
holding. The defensive holding.
Defensive holding. As Alex Anzalone has his arms up in the air, and Dalton Schultz has ripped onto his elbow, holding him. Dalton Schultz is holding Alex Anzalone while Anzalone has both hands up in the air. And they call Detroit defensive holding. Any thoughts?
I wish we could challenge penalties. I really do. I hope that that's introduced in some fashion. Like, just give each coach 1 per game. 1.
Right. So, and it has been. I believe some personal fouls have been introduced, I think, by the Rams or some team. But let's talk about reviews. Okay? Real quick. We had a touchdown from Brock Wright that ultimately wasn't a touchdown, which led to a Jamal Williams fumble on the 1-yard line that we decided not to review the Brock Wright touchdown. Dan Campbell throws his headset in furious anger because his challenge team couldn't get the info down in time before they ran that play to Jamal Williams, who ultimately fumbled the football. If it's not the most Detroit Lions thing of the world, I don't know what else is. But do you have any thoughts on this 2-play sequence at all?
All I can remember was watching the play transpire first. I saw the screen to right.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw open field before he caught the ball. Everybody in the stadium knew that he was gone. He had like 3 or 4 big blockers in front of him, and nobody in the Cowboys. Not a Cowboy in sight for like 20 yards.
Right.
Well, I put my arms in the air in a victory stance because I thought we scored a touchdown. All of a sudden, the ball's at the 1. I'm waiting for the touchdown signal from the ref. Never got it. Ball's at the 1. Like, what? Ball's at the 1? Looked like he got in. Looked like he hit the pylon on the edge. There's no way he's at a whole yard short. What is going on? No challenge? Okay, they're going to hike the ball. We're going to score anyway, I hope.
I hope so too.
Guess what? And what happened next? It was over. The game was over. Everybody in the stadium immediately knew the Cowboys had won, even though the score was still 10-6. I still think a whole quarter left. The Lions blew the game when Jamal Williams had his first career fumble at the goal line.
First career fumble recovered by the other team.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had fumbled once or twice, but I think once, and his team had picked it.
First fumble lost. Yeah.
I'm not even mad about Jamal Williams about that. That's just straight Detroit Lions stuff right there, man. Yeah. Like it didn't matter. Whoever
he pissed about the no challenge though.
Yeah, the challenge that was terrible. So what about real quick the interception by Trayvon Diggs, where it looked like the ball hit the ground and there was
that's another one. I thought it wasn't a catch.
And Campbell can't do anything about it. Per the refs, they told Campbell the NFL in New York looked at it and said it was a catch and told him to move on. Per the sideline reporter during the game, which I understand you're at the game, so you don't hear the sideline reporter, she reported that no one had went over to the review screen per the referees, or towards the referees. No one went over there to actually check it. So it was all just a call from New York. And Tony Romo went on, which I don't know if you recorded the game or rewatched it. If you did, hallelujah, because amazing. But I assume you didn't because I don't know who would do that. During the game, which when you were there, Tony Romo was calling the game, and Jim Nantz, and Romo went on for about, and I'm not exaggerating, a solid 5 minutes straight, just saying, well, it shouldn't have even been a catch. I mean, I don't know why they didn't challenge this. You can see him bobbling. You can see the ball obviously hits the ground for 5 minutes. And it's like, yeah, we get it, Tony. Like, it's he felt bad, it seemed like, for the Detroit Lions. So it was just terrible. It was terrible.
It was so many things with the referees and us missing challenge opportunities. I hope Dan Campbell isn't like, like better, like I hope he isn't like losing his mind in these high pressure moments where he don't know what to do.
It was the Vikings game, dude. The Vikings game tipped him over the line. He knew he had that win wrapped up with 7 minutes to go, up by 10 points. Yeah. Up by 10 points with 7 minutes to go when we lost the game. That was the that was the crumble. That was the stone cold stunner on his NFL head coaching. That's why I personally believe it's time to just move on. And I in fact think right this very fucking second, get rid of him and put Deuce Staley at head coach. And I'm not even joking around. Get rid of him and put Deuce Staley at head coach.
That's not a bad idea.
And
I think Deuce Staley would be a good head. I feel like Deuce Staley would challenge those things.
I'm not saying Ben Johnson needs to do it, but Deuce.
No, you're right, because Deuce Staley would challenge those things we're talking about. Because Dan Campbell, he cannot wait for stuff. Sometimes he just got to go with his gut. Are you doubtful, Dan Campbell, that he caught the ball? Are you doubtful that he didn't score that touchdown? Throw the damn challenge flag then. Why not? Burn a timeout to try to get a win.
Deuce has too much pride to let that stuff go. Dan's trying to be I don't know what he's trying to do, man. I just don't really know. I'm fully on the train of just you have to. It's time. It's time. My people for Jordan Ivey from Old Pete here. We love that Jordan Ivey. I saw him actually play a couple bad defensive reps and get a bad foul there while we were down by 13. So he is not my peak performer. I also saw Cade miss a big time 2 when we were down by 11. Like that was a way to get us right in. Pistons, what, 4 games in a row lost? Is that right?
I think 3.
They won 4.
Opening night. They won opening night. Oh yeah, 4. It is 4. They lost to the Pacers too.
Time to tank. Speaking of time to tank, let's talk about the Lions. I'm done talking about the Cowboys game. Let's start talking about the actual Lions fucking organization and the future of life. Let's start with the goddamn tank. Before we get into it, I want to talk to you about the 2018 Indianapolis Colts. Do you have any idea why I want to talk about the 2018 Indianapolis Colts?
It's got something to do with Andrew Luck?
No. A lot of luck is needed, though. The Indianapolis Colts of 2018 were the last team to start their season 1-5 and make the playoffs.
I remember that.
Throughout those games, I wish I would have done my math. The points led up. We've only led up more, like 20 more points than the Colts have at that point in the season. This is, I believe, the Maniacs' first season. Darius Leonard, but I believe his name is
his rookie year.
Right, Shaquille Leonard, I believe his name is now. They were 1-5. They won their second game against the Washington Commanders. I'm not making that up. They then lost 4 straight games, then went on to win 5 in a row and 10 of 11. Okay. I'm not saying the Lions can do that, but what I am saying is that there's a chance. Now, do you believe, is there any way, if we get the defense that we saw against the Cowboys, the offense we saw against the Seahawks way back when we had one of the best offenses? Now, I understand we haven't scored a touchdown in about 3 weeks or maybe a month. It's something of that nature. It's really bad. It's been a long time since we've seen a touchdown. Do you believe, this is honest, God's honest truth, hand to God, do you believe at 1-5 there is still a chance that we can make the playoffs? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's been done. It's not crazy.
I'm definitely afraid that the Lions can go on a run because the defense seems not that bad now. And it's a few reasons why. The addition of Josh Pascal, the addition of Jerry Jacobs, the decision of Jeff Okuda, the decision of Aiden Hutchinson, the Anzalone and Rodrigo kind of stabilized the middle for the linebackers a little bit. Still got Charles Harris coming back, Romeo Okwara coming back, Julian Okwara had a great game. There's a lot of positives with the defense. The offense, they need DeAndre Swift and or Amon-Ra St. Brown back. It just helps. It helps Jared Goff. Jared Goff is a weakness on our team. He really is, because in faced with adversity and pressure, he crumbles. He doesn't rise above it and carry the team like elite franchise quarterbacks do. Unfortunately, that's not who he is. He needs his weapons out there. The offensive line is going to continue to. We got a running game no matter what, pretty much, but we need a passing game too. We need that play action with Hockenson, Swift, screens to Swift. We need Swift back, period. He's just a playmaker for our offense, and he makes the whole offense better. So in that regard, it seems like the Lions can go on a run. It's possible. Is it possible they keep losing different ways and same old Lions every other week? Yeah, that's possible too. But with their current makeup, it's not far-fetched to think that the Lions can win. Especially with their schedule. It's not like it's too bad. I mean, outside Buffalo, the Packers look down.
Next 2 games, Miami, Green Bay.
They can win both. They're both at home too, right? I believe they are.
Yes. Then we're at Chicago, at the 5-1 New York Giants, which is something I tweeted about what the difference was between. But I want to talk about a little bit. Oh, there's so much to talk about. How are we at? 35 minutes in the show right now. There's so much to talk about. All right. If we get the first pick overall, do you have an opinion right now on who it should be? Do you like quarterback or do you like Will Anderson? Do you like defense, first and foremost?
Listen, I think the Lions, if we end up with the number 1 pick.
Yeah. Which
the Lions,
that's probable.
The Lions need to, even if they don't end up with the number 1 pick, I feel like they need to do something drastic and maybe not draft a quarterback.
What? You're high as a
first round.
What are you talking about right now?
Do some kind of big time move for Lamar Jackson. They might even have to do that crazy for Lamar Jackson. But I mean, any other big name that we could possibly trade for, I don't know. I'm thinking Lamar Jackson, though. I don't know why. I just can't stop. Why not? Why not go give him all the money? You want a $400 million contract, Lamar Jackson? Come play in Detroit for the next 10 years.
You don't think Bryce Young can be the next Lamar Jackson?
I got concerns about all 3.
You don't think the connection of Bryce Young and Jameson Williams is something we can hang our hat on for the next 5 years?
I believe Bryce Young could be good, but I'm scared he might not be.
Oof. Is that because
I'm not sold on him?
Is that because they lost to Tennessee?
No, it's because his makeup as a quarterback. He's kind of light. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen he has some great accuracy, but I've seen him make some mistakes. Because like kind of Kyler Murray style, but not as short. He's smarter than Kyler Murray.
You're crazy, bro. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't know what you're talking about. Bryce Young is fucking awesome. We need to get him. I do like Lamar Jackson, though. What if we would the first overall pick? That carries a heavy amount of weight.
That can get Lamar Jackson. Guarantee it.
That might be right, dude. That might be right.
Would you do that?
I don't know. I've been thinking of that since you said it, dude. I honestly can't like. Well, it would have to be more. It would have to be more. Like, yeah, if it was just the first overall pick for Lamar Jackson, for sure, dude.
If it's pretty much you're picking between Lamar Jackson and Bryce Young.
It's not like we have to trade for him. He's straight free agent.
So you prefer Bryce Young over Lamar Jackson or vice versa?
Okay. I prefer Bryce Young's contract and Bryce Young over Lamar Jackson's contract because he's about to be a free agent and Lamar Jackson. That's how I would word that. And
fair enough. That's a conversation way down the line.
You're right. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that, my brother. 1-5, the Detroit Lions aren't really going anywhere at all, dude.
So do you think they can beat Miami this weekend?
No, we can't beat any team. Do you think we're going to beat any team moving forward?
I think we're going to beat Miami this weekend.
You're crazy.
You know why?
How?
Because Dan Campbell used to coach at Miami. That's where he started coaching.
Oh, revenge game? I like that. Yeah.
He was their interim head coach.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He comes from that tree. I'm telling you, it's a great game to get the run started. And especially if Swift is back and Amon-Ra, I know he's going to be back.
So
a healthy offense and a healthy defense.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, the first 3 games, he was healthy as could be, and we were in all 3 of them. Since he went down, our offense is gone. Jared Goff needs Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's why Jared Goff isn't good.
Exactly.
That's why Jared Goff is not good. You can't, but also, Poor Jared Goff is sitting here relying on Khalif Raymond, Tom Kennedy, and Josh Reynolds right now.
Damn near winning.
Well, no, not in the last couple games, but I get what you're saying. Do you blame Brad Holmes for not having a deep enough roster?
No, because we just got horrible injury luck. That's what the Lions are dealing with. To me, that's our number one issue right now.
Okay.
How do we lose Amon-Ra St. Brown to a concussion first drive of the game?
Yeah, that was interesting.
My son was looking for him. Like, Daddy, where's Amon-Ra at? I don't see him. I'm looking around like I don't see him either, but he was just out there. Where'd he go? Sucks.
Damn. Dude, the ref made that call. The ref was like, he's got to go, and he's out for the game now.
Yeah.
Oof. We need St. Brown out there.
We do.
We need Jameson Williams out there. Is Jameson Williams going to play this year?
I believe he will. I think we talked about this last week on the last week's show, but I think that the Lion, from all reports, he's like ahead of schedule and he's itching to play. I mean, I'm sure by Thanksgiving, he's going to be on the field.
He ain't going to play. He ain't going to play a single down this year. This is my bet. Now, I also just did a podcast last week on Thursday and was like, Christian McCaffrey will never be traded from the Panthers. And then about 20 minutes later, we ended the podcast, and 25 minutes later, Christian McCaffrey got traded to the goddamn 49ers. So I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to play, dude. It's better to keep your potential than it is to put any film on screen.
Yeah.
Is that right? Put any plays on film.
So basically push his rookie season up.
Just call it a red shirt, dude. Yeah. Call it a red shirt year. It doesn't happen a lot in the NFL, but I tell you what, Titans interior defensive lineman Jeffrey Simmons drafted him after he tore his ACL right before, missed the entire first year. Is one of the best defensive linemen there are. You get that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we're going to start. Now we have a lot of good players. We have a lot of good pieces. How in the fudge muffins are we going to sit here and pay Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, DeAndre Swift, Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, and Lamar Jackson? You know what I mean? Like it's got
TJ Hawkinson.
Young. What?
TJ Hawkinson.
Well, Hawkinson. Lamar Jackson, TJ Hawkinson, whatever. You know what I mean?
It's a lot. You're right.
How are we going to do that?
We're not going to be able to. We're going to have to let some go. We're not going to let Amon-Ra go.
Well, okay. Name 3 of those guys right there that you got.
We might have to let DeAndre Swift go.
DeAndre Swift got to go.
Because
he can't stay healthy.
You can't play. I can't pay you.
When there's a litany, though, God, he's such a good running back, dude.
He is.
He's such a good running back when he's healthy. But he really only has 3 or 4 or 5 more years left in his career.
He was sturdy, if he had a sturdier body, man, we would have a damn superstar. But the injuries being out every 3 games, I mean, it kills us. It kills our offense because Jared Goff cannot carry it alone.
No, he can't. Thoughts on the defense then overall? Like, where are we at? Where's Aaron Glenn at?
Shout out to Kirby Joseph because
Kirby Joseph.
When he first started after Tracy Walker went down, he took his spot that first game and a half. He looked horrible. I thought he was way out of his league and he needed, like, oh my God, this guy needs major film work, major everything. And he's just gotten better every game, literally every game. At first you started to see little glimpses and then you start to see a little bit more. And then he just kind of popped against Cowboys. And I feel like he's a candidate to break out against the Dolphins. Like the Dolphins aren't even thinking about Kirby Joseph, and Kirby Joseph is going to show up.
We need him. Deshaun Elliott had a big hit too. We like to see those safeties start making some big plays.
For sure.
One last question before we get to the Dolphins, and this is very blunt. Are you rooting for a Lions victory to get to 2-5, or have you become on the tank wagon and rooting for a loss and hoping for the first overall pick?
I'm rooting for the wins, honestly, because I hate the losses. I don't even care about tanking no more, man. Like, just win a game. Like we shouldn't have the worst record in the league right now. There's like no way that we should be talking about the number 1 overall pick. When we went toe to toe with Philadelphia in week 1, game we could have definitely won too. Now they're undefeated still, and we have the worst record in the league. I mean, I'm rooting for wins. Like I don't even care. I don't want to go 1-16 and get the number 1 pick and draft Bryce Young. I don't even care. I want to go 10-7 and make a wild card. That's what I want.
Gosh, 10-7,
and still get rid of Jared Goff and still have 2 first-round picks. I'm going for the wins.
If we get the first overall pick in the draft, okay, say what you want doesn't happen at all, and we just get the first overall pick, we get 3 wins, so we win 2 more games, whatever they are.
Yeah.
3 wins, we're 3-14, we get the first overall pick.
Okay.
Right now, would you want to keep Dan Campbell for the 3rd season? Or would you be ready to move on with him?
I'm probably ready to move on. That's why I just said I'm going for the wins. Because, I mean, you can't lose that much and keep your job. Like, in 2 seasons, this year we expected a bump in wins, like 5+. I think we all predicted at least 5. A lot of pundits predicted 6 to 8. Some even gave them 9 to 10. There's no way in 2 seasons I could justify Dan Campbell. Literally, if he don't get fired mid-season sometime and replaced by the likes of Deuce Staley or Ben Johnson as in the interim, then he'll be fired at the end of the season. Because what Brad Holmes gonna do? Draft a rookie quarterback, number 1 overall, start over with him? With Dan Campbell and his shenanigans?
Right.
With decision-making shenanigans and aggression, conservative, wish-wash shenanigans. Again, with a rookie quarterback we got hope for? No. Fire him, get somebody else.
Say shenanigans one more time. That's a Super Troopers quote. I do like to say devil's advocate to that. Is that Cincinnati Bengals, Zach Taylor, 1-5-1 in his first 6 games in his 2nd season. The same spot that Dan Campbell's in right now. However, this was with a rookie quarterback. They had already got the rookie quarterback. Right now, with Goff, we're behind the 8 ball, which is what I've said millions of times. Is why we were playing this Jared Goff bullshit. Was dumb as hell to begin with.
Should have drafted somebody in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Fucking drafted Bailey Zappi, bro.
Yeah.
But they won 4 games, tied 1. They went 4-12-1, 4-11-1.
Kept them.
That's what kept them, and that's with the pace that we were trying to begin with at the beginning of this year. As I remember us multiple times saying, like, we're on the Cincinnati Bengals pace. This year is not going to be great because we're on the Cincinnati Bengals. But then the Kool-Aid came in, whatever. We were all like, we need 15 wins this year, whatever. Realistically, 4 wins. We keep Dan for that 3rd season, and we hope that we make the goddamn Super Bowl like Zach Taylor did. Like, we hope that that rookie quarterback is as good as Joe Burrow is his 2nd year, his 1st year. And let's not forget, Pat Mahomes sat his entire 1st year and was really good his 2nd year. Justin Fields was not good his 1st year, showing a lot of progress his 2nd year. A lot of times quarterbacks, their rookie year, it's just not great. So I don't know, because then we keep Dan Campbell the 3rd year. We get Bryce Young. We win 3 games. Now we get a whole new quarterback, or now we get a whole new coaching carousel going on. Fire Campbell now. Get Deuce Staley. Get Bryce Young. Let Bryce Young and Deuce Staley just grow together, become competitive together, and be fucking awesome. Let's talk about Miami real quick. We play Miami this week in Detroit. Any thoughts on this game? Any ideas? Anything? Or you just want to give a score prediction? What do you got?
I want to see the defense build upon what they had going for 3.5 quarters in Dallas. I want them to show up against Tua and Tyreek Hill and this Miami Dolphin offense and get some stops. I want to see DeAndre Swift in this game. Like literally, you have to get back on the field, DeAndre. Like I'm sick of seeing him on the sideline in that little blue long shirt, like chilling, spitting sunflower seeds. Please get padded up. I mean, the ankle. I mean, he looks. Come on, I need to see DeAndre Swift. Like I need to see him on the field.
Yeah, I agree. Score?
Amon-Ra St. Brown will be on the field. I just hope he doesn't get off the field in one drive.
Oh,
he was so sturdy last season. We almost had no injury problems with him during training camp, everything, preseason. He was always like an Iron Man. And, you know, losing him for a few games kills Jared Goff. It really does.
Yeah, give me a score, bro. What do we got? Who's winning?
The Lions. This is the last time, though. If they prove me wrong in the Lions' way, like literally, like say they come out. Remember, I talked about the defense, right? I'm talking about Kirby Joseph and Aiden Hutchinson and all this. Jeff Okudah. If Miami comes out and put 48 on their head, I promise this is the last time. Lions 27, Miami 20.
Fool me 7 times, shame on me. Fool me 8, though. Shame on you. I'm most interested. I don't care about this because we're going to lose this game. I'm sorry to say it. Our defense is not going to look that great. Hopefully we get to Tua. I'm very interested in seeing Pascal. I want to see him continue his dominance. And Aiden, let's add another sack or 2, like you were saying earlier. Most interested in Okudah and how he holds up against Waddle or Hill. I don't know who he's going to be on. I'm not interested in Amani against whoever the other person is, or Will Harris or Jerry Jacobs. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in that because it's not going to look good. But I am very interested in Okudah. And if Okudah can stay locked down on whoever he's guarding throughout the entire game, whether he moves around or stays locked down with someone, I'm very interested in that. I hope that works out. We didn't see Rodriguez get called a lot last game. I want to see his name called a lot more this game. Also, we love seeing the safeties. It's every position based on defense. That's what I'm most interested in. Our offense, Kirby. Our offense, we got to score a touchdown. We haven't done that in 3 weeks.
A touchdown. That's it. Touchdown.
One touchdown. Just one touchdown. Lions lose this game 35-12. All field goals. Michael Badgley. No touchdowns for the Lions. That was it. That's Honolulu Blues. We hope Adam did well. Kangaroo racing in Australia. Julius, we love you. I am Nick. Go follow the Honolulu Blues on YouTube, stuff like that. I think we had our winner picked for our jersey.
We did.
But ultimately, that's on Adam to announce. So if you're like just hanging on the edge of your seat and you're like, man, I just watched 53 minutes of these guys and I still don't know if I won or not. We love you and we appreciate you. Listen next week. Adam will be here and he'll announce who won it. Go Lions, God damn it.
Go Lions. Thanks for listening. We love you guys.
Forward down the field.